This will be a pretty short video on how I built these swinging bar stools. Swinging bar stools, if that's what you're into. They swing out bar stools. They were pretty simple to do, just some black iron pipe. I'll throw in a parts list at the bottom of the description. Maybe a drawing. We'll see how motivated I get for throwing a drawing at the end of the video or a link or something along those lines. And then if you want to see how I made this greenhouse bar, I'll throw in a link to that video too. And we'll walk through how I did that. Alright, so here's the basic parts you need to build this. These are 2-inch fittings, an end cap, 2 close nipples, and this guy in the middle I believe is a 4-inch. It's a 6-inch fitting, and then this is 2-inch T to 3/4. You can go with 2-inch T to 1-inch to make it a little bit stronger, but this 3/4 seemed to do just fine. That's pretty strong. You're talking about close to a ton for all this when we're done. So then I'm going to put in the description the fittings that we need. So a couple of T's, another elbow, and these guys are important. These are expensive for what they are. Not sure why. And then a few sections. And I'll throw a drawing in here. Also, maybe at the end, I'll do a drawing. The only variable would be this top one. Mine is 16 inches. And that's so I can get to that top shelf. It all depends on where your shelf or your bar is. But I think everything else is about the same, the distance off the floor that you would want it. But these, the bottom and top pipes are the ones that are variable to fit what you want. Also, I have a little plastic section I cut. Oh, you're gonna need a bar stool too. And I'll put a description for this particular one. They're cheap, they're like 39 bucks. And it fits in here fairly nicely. But see, it drops down, and that's fine for the height, but if you want to adjust the height, you really want it so this is right here. And that's what this piece of PVC could be, a thick wooden dowel, whatever you want, really. And that's going to drop it so it sits right at the top. And if you want to adjust it, you can. I'm just going to knock it over. You flip the lever off while you sit on it, it goes straight down. And I think that's fine. So we'll do that at the end. Also, when we're done, I'm gonna degrease it, and I like the industrial look, so I'm not gonna paint them, but I'll clear coat them because this is gonna be in a greenhouse and it's gonna get humid and they'll probably rust. So I'm gonna spray some clear coat over them. Let's get to it. So assemble them, get everything together. I'm gonna stick this fitting in the vise. I don't want to put the pipe in the vise because if I turn it, I'll scratch it all up. Which, you know, the scratches could be part of your whole industrial theme if you're into that sort of thing. I don't think it matters one way or the other. So I'm just going to hand tighten this one. Let me see if I do it up, tearing the threads up. It won't really matter if I tear the threads up. But that's about as tight as I need it. Then I'll do the other side. You could use a pipe wrench for this. I just happen to like these monster channel locks. Doesn't have to be super tight. But you don't want any vibration and movement either. Same thing here. I think that's pretty good. Now I got this from pulling one of these guys too hard and the pipe slipped off. I whacked myself in the face, so I want to be careful with that. At least that's the story my wife said to tell me if the police asked, that I hit myself with a pipe. So we'll stick with that. Yeah, that's a little better. Come on. So this is going to be the bottom, that's where the cap is. So that's where I want to put the short piece. I think it's an 8-inch. And we'll spin that on until it's tight. That'll get this cap. You want to make sure you got a good bite on that and it doesn't slide, so you don't chew it up. Like that. Yeah, I didn't mess up too bad. I'm going to put in this guy. It doesn't really matter which side is which. No pipe dope, because we're not doing any piping really. Well, if you want that look, you could do it. Okay, same thing on this side. Screw this guy on here. We'll move this out of the way just a little bit. And then tighten it up. Here you're going to want to line them up. So one's going to be tighter than the other. This one's a little high, so I'm going to spin it around one more time. And this is how I hit myself in the face last time, so this might be entertaining. let's come in at this angle so you can see they're pretty well lined up. This is going to have to pull that in, but it's what I want to put tension on it. At least that's my theory. Who knows if it's right? See, I am a little low. But now that I got on it and it's threaded, this is forgiving. You could be a thread or so off. They're pretty forgiving, and we're not trying to run pressure through it. I actually like this to be pretty tight. There we go. And now it's just going to spin the whole thing. So there we go. We're in pretty good shape there. We've got to put our top piece on. Let's back it up a little bit. Throw on an elbow with this close nipple. Just like that. Well, I don't want this part to be super tight, because I want it to be able to swing using these threads. Using some of the threads somewhere. And I'll make that nice and tight, and it's going to swing in these threads. Actually, what I like to do is tighten it and then back it off. That way I know I got enough thread for strength. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is wipe it down with degreaser and then spray some clear coat on it. You know what I'm thinking? Let's go with overkill. Not a very heavy coat, nice and light. All we're doing is keeping the humidity from causing it to corrode. Probably could have went with the matted clear. I bet you I had some of that in there. But I don't mind a little sparkly shine. Okay, so clear coat's all dry. We're good to go. Got my little gizmo ready. I'm going to mount it on the side here of this shelf. This could be a bar, it could be the front, underneath. You could do all kinds of stuff with it. As a matter of fact, the one on the other side, they mounted a little bit different. Just because that's how I wanted to do it over there. So I want to make it fairly level. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but it should be pretty damn close. So that's about right. I'll throw a bullet level on here. so I got my bar stool ready to go, and I took a couple of rings of electrical tape just to keep that metal to metal contact from happening so you don't hear it rattle. Stick it in there, and we're good to go. It holds the weight just fine. Even got a little footrest if I want to spin around. Pull in closer I can. There's going to be a table right here to be set up out of the way. Same thing with this one. It's just attached a little different, but it's going to swing in the same way. If you want to take a look, there'll be a link below for this table to be finished and the planner to go on. There's a list of parts down in the description. Everything you need should be in there, and I'll even put links, although it's all Home Depot, I think. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.